Why are you so tense, god damn it? Because I don't know what I'm doing! Calm down.
Hey guys, Philly Kuts here. I wanted to talk to you about last night's Piers Morgan and Alex Jones debate, interview, debacle, exhibit, Alex Jones's meltdown. But if you know who Alex Jones is and the way that he acted on this debate, you know that it's par for the course for Alex Jones. Now, Alex Jones is the guy who runs InfoWars. It's kind of like this conspiracy theory website, political website that he runs. He has his own radio show. And if you know anything about the guy, he just has a tendency to kind of fly off the handle. A lot of times I'll listen to him. You know, I'm not like a religious listener of Alex, and I do find some truth and some merit in a lot of things that he says, but then he has to like go ahead and sensationalize it and go into like meltdowns, and it just kind of like throws everything he says out the window to an extent, because he comes across as such a fool, like a raving lunatic, like he did last night against Piers. Now, I'm no fan of Piers Morgan. I think that guy is just a smug tool, you know? And if you're familiar with him too, he's been involved in scandals in the past, in particular with when he was an editor for the, Daily Mirror, I think it was, over in England, you know, the whole hacking scandal and just very questionable tactics that reporters used out there to get information, you know, going through people's trash bins, hacking their telephones. So that guy's kind of a scumbag in my book. But the way Alex presented his arguments, you know, in favor of being, you know, pro-Second Amendment, pro-gun, it was just the delivery of the way he did it was just horrendous. Horrendous. He just came across as like a bully. He came across as like a baby and a child. At one point, he mocked Piers Morgan's British accent, I guess to kind of make fun of how smug the guy is. I mean, I think it was hilarious, personally. Then he also challenged Piers Morgan to a boxing match. He said, invite me back on the show. You could get in your Jolly Roger costume or something and invite me back, and we can go into a ring if you think you're such a tough guy, Piers. He kind of fell into Piers Morgan's trap. It was near the end of the interview, I thought, where Piers Morgan asked Alex who he thought was responsible for 9/11. I think that he was baiting him. And Alex went on to say that he said it was criminal elements behind the military-industrial complex, the same people behind the Gulf of Tonkin and the mass shooting Operation Gladio, some CIA thing. I just think that Piers baited him on that because he wanted to, you know, kind of show the people, or the sheeple, as the Alex Jones people say, where Alex is kind of coming from and his whole conspiracy theory background and things of that nature. Then Piers Morgan, you know, after Alex got into his whole New World Order and, 9/11 conspiracy theories, Piers asked him how many guns Alex owned, and Alex said he had about 50. So, I mean, I think the way that Piers did it, he's like kind of, you know, showing the people, geez, look at this guy over here. He's a gun nut, and look at what he's believing, and look at what he's... I don't know. I just don't think it made Alex look good, man. I mean, if you're really trying to sway people on the fence, you know, people who are in the middle on this gun debate issue in the United States, I don't think Alex is helping. I don't think Alex is helping the pro-gun set with his display today. If anything, it made Alex appear unstable. It made Alex appear just crazy. I have no other way to put it. I mean, he was just... I mean, it was highly entertaining. Don't get me wrong. Like, I was, like, thoroughly entertained. I was, like, calling people up on the phone, making sure that they were watching this. I posted the event on Facebook. I mean, it was just off the hook. It was like off the hook, batshit crazy what this guy was doing. Now, I understand that Piers Morgan kind of bullies his guests and he's a real jerk, but sometimes you may not want to fight fire with fire. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that a lot of the stuff that Alex said, again, was just lost. It was just lost in the message, in the way that he delivered it. I mean, I like Alex Jones. I think he's very entertaining. But at the same time, he didn't help the pro-gun movement on this. He didn't help the Second Amendment movement. If anything, I think Alex knew what he was doing. I think that this was kind of a controlled outburst in a way. I think that he was acting, essentially. I think the guy knows that when he behaves in this way, I mean, here he is on CNN. He's got a national audience this time, mainstream audience. And I think Alex went for it. I think he just amped it up a bit. He really amped up his behavior, and I think that this benefits him in a way because it's going to probably increase his ratings. It's going to increase interest in his show because right now he's all over the internet again. You know, he's all over the internet now. This is like hot topic. And I think that he kind of does things in his own self-interest. You know, he's usurping the interests of the pro-gun movement for himself. You know, it kind of reminds me a few months back, well, not even a few months back, this might have been last year now, when Alex Jones had Charlie Sheen on his show during Charlie's meltdown and his fighting with the CBS producers over 2.5 Men. Now, apparently, Alex and Charlie are buddies or acquaintances, but I don't think a friend or a buddy would have put, you know, someone who was behaving like Charlie, which seemed to be at the time that he was in some sort of manic state, some sort of like mania, hypermania in a bipolar state, putting Charlie all over his show and letting Charlie kind of make a fool out of himself. And what did it do for Alex? Well, it boosted his ratings. He got all over the internet again on that. I mean, I think that the guy knows what he's doing. I mean, he's a master. He's one of the new voices of the internet, you know. I mean, he's of the new media. The guy knows what he's doing, and I think that this was a perfect example of that. So I think Alex kind of did things for his own self-interest. I think Piers Morgan, in a way, came out on top too because he's like, "Hey, look at this guy! Look at the nuts that represent the pro-gun movement, pro-Second Amendment." I mean, it just was, I don't know. It was almost like a catch-22 for him. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm not really going to get into my own personal views about this stuff. I'll just say that, you know, I don't own any firearms, but I do. I have fired them before, and I have a bunch of relatives that are very pro-Second Amendment, pro-gun. So I'm not against. I'll say that I'm not against, you know, people having things. All right. Anyway, that's Philly Kuts. I had to get this off my chest, and thanks for watching. And if you have a chance, watch the video. It's all over YouTube. Maybe I'll put a link in the comment description below. I mean, it's just pure entertainment gold. I mean, from an entertainment standpoint and an entertainment perspective, I mean, Alex kind of, he like hit it out of the park in that regard. In terms of making himself, you know, making the pro-Second Amendment, pro-gun movement look good. Terrible. I mean, you guys really struck out tonight. Because unfortunately, this guy is associated with you. So, all right, thanks for watching. Peace.